Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Marine X back at it again. Nitecore's first venture in the 3-in-1, dare I say it, maybe 4-in-1 type of flashlight. The Nitecore EDC17. This is an everyday carry light, a professional high quality UV light, and a class 3 laser, specifically a green laser. Then this could be the flashlight for you. Now, does it compare with other flashlights on the market? There's a ton of them out here that are offering these 3-in-1 features from Ace Beam, from the Olights of the world, from Workos, from Through Night. This one's a little bit different because they're trying to do it a little bit different way. Instead of a push button, they're offering you almost like an OTF style slider at the top of the flashlight. This thing has a built-in glass breaker in the very back. Is it useful for you? I don't know. If you don't like it, they include a kit so you can make that a regular grip in the very back, but it is a glass breaker back there and it's very muted. You can barely tell it's a glass breaker. A TSA agent will be able to tell it's a glass breaker. So you might want to change that out. Also, it's a knurling on the side. You're going to have no issues with this in winter time, holding this with gloves on. There's grip on the side. There's grip in the front. There's the actual pocket clip in the back. Like, this is like the most grabbable, even though I love this Olight, right? This EDC17, it's smoking it in the aspect of being able to grab it very, very easily. The slider, that's how you turn the flashlight on up there. Then you have the memory switch, which is labeled with the letter M, which stands for memory. And when you slide it forward, it remembers the last setting you had it on, right? So if I slide this forward, the last setting I had was UV. And when I actually slide this forward, it can give me different brightness levels for the UV light, which is fantastic. So that's very good if you're always checking people's driver's license, see if they're real passports. You're in an industrial environment to see if any type of specific type of chemical has spilled in a warehouse. You're looking to see if you see dog urine in certain areas of your house, or you work in a pet facility or something like that. High quality UV light is going to be useful for you. High quality laser is going to be useful for you as well for cutting through fog, cutting through different elements, being able to identify something for someone far away could be useful. Now, the light itself is very good and very easy functioning to use. So as I mentioned, UV light was the last thing I pushed, but when I push the memory button, it will switch to the white LED. When I switch it off, it remembers that it was on the white LED. So the memory light functions as the flashlight remembering what it was on last. While the flashlight is on, I can actually hold this down and activate the laser. The laser can be activated while using the white LED only. If you're using the UV light, I don't know why you can't use the laser. I know that Olight has a flashlight out that lets you do both. It would be nice if I could use the laser while using the UV light, but you cannot. So go back here. Let's switch over back to, you can also just have the memory setting to be the laser if you want to, and it will remember the last thing you had set was a laser. Why would you want that? I'm not sure. You're probably going to want to have this set up to constantly turn on UV, depending on what you do, or constantly turn on white LED. Something to think about. Very good battery in here. Get you a decent runtime. I'll put specs up on the screen. Also, a very easy user interface. The only quirky thing I would say is if you want the moonbeam mode, which is like their one lumen mode, what you have to do is you have to hold the memory button, right? So while the flashlight is off, hold the memory button, which activates the laser, and then slide the actual slide forward. That gets you the moonbeam mode. And when you're in that mode, you can't switch levels. Okay, so that's something to think about. But when you're using the white LED, you can use the laser. So let's just show you what this white LED looks like. All right, so here is the white LED on low, medium, high. It does have a little bit of a spot, right? So if you're going to be working close up in an industrial type of environment, you may not necessarily want this. It does have a decent mix to it. As mentioned, you can turn on the laser while using the white LED. You can turn the laser on constant. And there you go. So you have the laser functionality. I can also switch to the UV light. UV light does have different modes to it. Just to show you right here, the UV light, you can go. So I actually like the fact that there's different UV settings on this bad boy. Let's switch over to the white light. White light has a decent beam. You see it will blow out. So if you're working up on something close, see if I was working on something right here, this would be kind of a harsh light to use. Imagine you're trying to, change the the door in your dryer or something like that, or something where very critical and you're trying to see exactly what you're doing in front of you, this may not be for you. But if you're trying to pick up poop while you're on a dog walk, or if you're trying to use this for everyday carry purposes, this might be slated for you. You're not going to get a strobe mode. Okay, something to think about there. So if you're looking for something like that, then this is not going to be the way that you're going to get that type of feature. So user interface, very interesting. The price point on this is putting it in a competitive market with the newly released, or about to be released, Olight Arc Pro. This one coming in about 94-ish dollars, 97-ish dollars. I can get you a 10% off coupon on this, and it's going to save you about $9. So that does put it a little bit less expensive than the Olight. Which one would I get for the money? If I want a flashlight that's going to feel very rugged, I don't care about scratching, I want to be able to use it in gloves, I want the easy functionality by just being able to slide this forward, then I would probably end up getting the Nitecore EDC17. It is ergonomically feels better in the hand. But if I want something that's a panty dropper that has the same functionality, lumen output, the same class of laser, literally the same UV output as the Nitecore, and I want something that has a bigger battery, gonna have a longer runtime, I probably would go with the Olight. But we'll do a comparison of those in the future, because just looking at this in a vacuum, is this valued? Is this worth it for the money? If I'm thinking about it in comparison to literally its competitors, yes, it's 100% worth it, because it is more expensive than like the Through Night and the Workos, but with a better warranty and from a more reputable company. Less expensive than the Olight, who's kind of like the Apple of the world. And then some of the bigger brands, or they're not really producing these yet. The Surefires, the Streamlights, they still aren't really putting out these 3-in-1 bangers. They're putting out flashlights that have lasers, or lasers that may have flashlights, or just lasers themselves. But these 3-in-1 features kind of been relegated to a lot of the brands that are overseas. Are we going to get some stuff from Manker, from Streamlight, from Surefire? I'm not very sure. Let's just see where everything goes. First time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.